No, I don't. I use the command line and stuff.
You don't have cPanel for your hosting?
No,
Really? How does that work? How do you
you
use the
just
command
you
line?
do it through like the command prompt.
Oh, I use Namecheap. I got hosting.
Yeah, I
Hosting.
was I was cheap. I was too cheap to get the control panel, so I
Dude, I
learned
got
how to
it.
do all the command lines and like do all the installation and stuff on the Linux server, like with command lines.
Dude, you pay more than me. I paid like $5 for a whole year of unlimited everything on Black Friday.
Really,
Yeah, Black Friday.
pretty good.
I got the coupon.
And I got mine on. Well, I'm using a VPS. Are you just doing like a hosting service? Because when I was looking into the hosting services, they could like if you did like a normal service, most of them could only do like WordPress and PHP. But if you wanted to do like other backend stuff, you had to get like your own VPS.
Nah, mine uses Namecheap uses them all. You can have Node, Python, PHP, anything.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cheap.
$5,
It's
right?
way
For a whole
cheaper than
year
what I paid.
and unlimited. Bro, I stayed up all night to get it. All right, we're ready. I stayed up all night to get it. Actually, the first night I didn't even get the coupon. I missed it. The second night though, I got it.
Oh, damn.
All right, so we've been live for a minute. Let's see. Started. Is everybody back? Gentlemen, everybody here? I'm not sure. Pat, DK, y'all here? I think one dude left.
Yeah, he must still be gone.
Yeah, I'm here.
DK, you here, bro? All right, it's been 12 minutes. Give it one more minute. DK,
I'm about to like order some brunch.
do it, bro. Sounds good.
Yeah. I always look at this delivery app for like 10 minutes trying to choose. No, more than 10 minutes, like an hour trying to choose what I want to eat.
Oh man, that's a long time.
Because in China, every single restaurant has delivery and it's like mad cheap.
Dude, I can't believe that you make that much over there and everybody else makes that little. That's insane.
Yeah, it's a pretty comfortable life for foreigners here.
Like, is it all? It's not all foreigners though.
I mean, the going rate for teaching English here is like probably $30 to $50 an hour.
But you have to actually know Chinese.
Ah, you just use straight English.
Yeah, but if you don't know Chinese, you can't teach anybody.
Now they don't want you to use Chinese or no Chinese at all. Like they just want you to only use English in the classroom and use like pictures and stuff to teach them.
Oh shit. Get out.
Yeah, it's like how
I might go to
like
China,
I
bro.
teach like kindergarteners. So what a lot of what we do is like we'll show them a picture of an apple and then we'll teach them to say the word apple and we'll like play like a game where they throw apples across the room or something.
Dude, I'm going to China one of these days, and I'm gonna do that, dude. Do you need a qualification or anything?
Just a bachelor's degree.
Just a bachelor's degree? Do they check to see if you have a bachelor's degree? Or do you just tell them that you have a bachelor's degree?
It used to be they didn't check, but now they're getting like more serious about it.
Like a bachelor's
You
in
have
what?
to. It just anything.
So I can have a bachelor's.
Yeah, as long as you have a bachelor's degree, you can be a teacher here.
What's that, like 4 years?
Yeah.
Would you get a bachelor's in?
What's up?
Would you get a bachelor's in?
Chinese.
That's cool, dude. All right, so let's get started. Iterate through an array with the for loop. A common task in JavaScript is to iterate through the contents of an array. One way to do that is with a for loop. This code will output each element of the array R to the console. Remember that arrays have zero-based numbering, which means the last index of the array is length minus 1. Our condition for this loop is I is less than r dot length, which stops when I is at length minus 1. Declare and initialize a variable total to 0. Use a for loop to add the value of each element of the myR array to total. All right. To add the value of each element, add the value of each element of the myArray to total. Okay. So we're going to add the value of each element of the myArray to total.
Yeah, you're on the right track.
What to do, what to do, what to do. Where am I at, man? What to do. So, I think this is gonna.
So remember before how when we did a loop, each time it iterated through, we do the console.log and it would print I and then it'd show 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna do that, but instead of this time, we're gonna like add it to total instead of doing the console log.
Oh, man.
Do you want me to go like step by step through it?
Yeah, dude, please.
All right, I'll go step by step. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, we have our array. And in our array, we have the number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. What we want to do is add every one of these numbers to the total. So first we have to create the total. So we're going to create total equals 0. And what we want to do is we want to make it so every time we go through we're going to use a loop to loop through this and add everyone. We're going to add first 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, and 6. So how do we access? First, we got to write our for loops. We're going to write for of our I equals, let's just write it first. I is greater than. So we could say 10, but we wanted to go through every one of these. But how do we know how many? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 0 base. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we could write I's greater than 4, I is greater than 5. But what if we change the array? So we can do this. My array dot length. So that length will tell us how many items are in it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 items in here. You can do -1 because this is 0 base. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't want 5, we want 4. And we can do I plus, I plus plus.
So you want that to be less than, Jason? Or I to be less than.
Yeah.
Yeah,
less than. So the first loop, it's going to be I equals 0. And when I is equal to 0, we want to get the first one, which is right here. So do you remember how we access like the first item in an array?
The brackets. So it's gonna be like 0.
Yes. My array, but instead of writing 0, we can do I, because for the first time, I equals 0. So this is the same as I 0. So we want to do total plus equals, because this is the same as writing total equals total plus my array I. So this is equal to 0. So we'll find the first item, which is right here, and it'll do total equals total plus I. So it's going to be total, which is 0, plus the first item, which is 2. And then we want to increment it. Wait, we don't do that. Do we do that? I forget. Or is that for the while?
No, it's already in your for loop. The I is going to increment in your for loop.
So on the first time we do it, I equals 0, and then it's total, which is 0 plus 2, which is total equals 2. That looks kind of weird, but I'm just writing that out to like kind of show you. So we're going to write total equals 2 on the first one. Then the second one, it adds 1. So I now equals 1. So this right now, it's changed from 0 to 1. So now it's going here. And the total is now 2 because before we added 2. So it's going to be total plus 3 because the second number here is 3. So this is going to equal 5. So now total is equal to 5. And the next time through, it's going to be 2 total plus 0, 1, 2 plus 4. So now it's equals to 9.
Oh, see, I was thinking it was something like this. I was trying not to like write it all out though. I didn't know. I thought there would be.
I definitely write it all out. If like, especially when you first start doing loops and stuff, it really helps to like write it out and see what each one of them does. But every time I is equal to 1 or 0, so it'll go to the first index, then you add 1, and it'll go to the second one and add that to total, then add that, and then add that, and then add that. And then once it gets to whatever is higher than the number of items, it'll just stop because the condition's met. And mine's not right. So let's see, for I equals 0, I minus, do I need this here? Let me think. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It needs to do up to 4. There we go. Had too many. So we didn't need the minus. If we did I is equal to 1, then we could have done minus 1, but that's kind of redundant. All right. If you have any more questions, just let me know with that. Do you think you understand why it like looped through like that though?
No.
Mm,
I'm gonna share my screen right quick.
All right.
So I was following along. So I got var total equals 0. And then I got for var I equals 0. I don't know. Why does I equal 0? Why are we making I 0? Like I see that it's
Because that's initializing your loop.
Oh.
It's just like saying the start of it is here. You can start it to anything you want really, but you'd have to like compensate it with it later.
But since you're looping through an array, and arrays are 0-based, the first item's always going to be 0, index 0, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's when dealing with arrays though, not with really everything.
Yeah, it's up to you however you want to run your loops. But when you're doing arrays, you definitely like usually want to start at 0. So you're looping through every item in that array.
All right. And then we have my r dot length, and over here it's telling us that
You don't need length minus 1.
Yeah.
First. Take out that 1. You don't need that 1.
Okay, so my array.length will just tell you, will set like, it's just like equal to how many items are in the array.
Okay, so now you need to put in your condition. Like, what condition will stop the loop?
I would like to say like break or return, but I don't think that's true.
Well, that will, in essence, but when you're doing your for loop, when you do those parentheses, you're doing your initialization, your condition, and then your increment. So your condition's right there in the middle. So you did your initialization with var I equals 0. What's the condition that's going to make it stop?
It'd be like a greater than or less than.
Yep.
So what we're going up to is 6. So it'd be like less than 7.
Wow, where'd you get the 7 from?
Because like right here we're going up to 6.
What is my array.length? What do you think that equals?
My array.length, it would equal like everything that's in here.
No, it'll equal how many items are in your array.
Okay.
So what does my array.length equal?
4.
So there's only 4 items in your array?
Counting from 0, yeah.
Counting from 0, but how many are there total?
5.
Okay. So if you console logged my array.length, you would get 5 back.
Oh.
Because you're counting those items in that array, you wouldn't count at 0. When you're accessing indexes, you start at 0. But when you're just counting, you start at 1. So your condition is for I to be within the number of objects in that array. So what would you set I to be? Or not set I to be, but what would be your condition in the loop? Or not to end the loop. What condition do you want to have where the loop continues to run? Try to think of it that way then.
Continues to run.
Mm-hmm.
I would have this the I plus the plus 1.
No, I plus plus just increments your I after every loop. So I'll go ahead and give you the answer, and you can tell me whether it makes sense to you.
Okay.
So before my array.length, put I less than. So what that's saying is, as long as I is less than 5, this loop will run. But as soon as I equals 5, it's not going to run anymore. It's not even going to run whatever's in the brackets.
Okay, that makes sense, but okay. So it's just gonna keep going through all of these.
Well, not even with going through that. So let me share my screen, see if I can help explain it
Okay.
a little bit better. Which one?
I think it might be because I'm a little tired. I got like 7 hours sleep last night, maybe not even.
Which one is that? Iterate. This one?
Yes. Dang.
Yeah, so when you type a for loop, okay, you're going to initialize it with a variable equal to a number. So that's basically all you're saying is I want to start counting at this number. That's all you're saying.
All right.
Okay, then you're going to put your condition for why the loop runs. So my array.length. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then how much do you want to increment your loop or your your variable each time through the loop. This could be plus plus for 1, or it could be plus 5 if you wanted to go from 0 to 5. But usually when you run loops, you're only going by 1 each time. And then you have your brackets, okay? One thing, John, you need to get used to is formatting your code. So like as soon as you type curly brackets like this, just hit enter. And a lot of text editors will automatically move that down an extra line so you can type in the middle.
Okay. Looks better.
So what's going to happen is while this loop runs, anything in this bracket's going to run as well.
Oh, so that's all right.
So whatever code is in between these brackets is going to run for as long as I is less than 5, because that's what my array length is. Okay, so it doesn't matter what we put in here. We could console.log hello, and you can see down at the bottom it does it 5 times. Okay, if I change this from my array.length to 10, you're going to see it does it 10 times.
Oh.
Or 3 times.
So the my_r.length is the amount of
It's the amount of loops it's going to go through.
Okay. So if there's like it doesn't matter the number that is on, that's before the comma. It's just that there's that amount of numbers or like things inside of the array.
Right. So it doesn't matter how long the array the array is. Like you could add 50 more numbers to this array and this code will still be viable.
All right.
Because you have this right here.
Yeah.
If you change your array, you're changing this. But you have it coded to where you don't have to do anything in case you added a number up here.
All right. It's not going to break the code or mess up anything.
Yeah. So what you can do is you already have total, and what they want you to these total.
Yeah.
And then what does it accumulate? So you can type it out like this if it makes more sense. All right. Or you could type it out like this. Either way is right. So for each loop, total is going to take its current value, which is 0, right? And then it's going to look for whatever's in my array index 0 on the first loop, which is 2.
Oh.
And add that to the total. Okay? So, and then once it does that and it gets down to this bracket down here, it's going to run the I++. And then now this is going to equal 1. Right?
After one.
So then you, yeah, after one loop. And then when you come back down, this is now going to be 1. So your total is going to be 2 from the first one. And then it's going to plus what my array at index 1 is, which is 3. So one way to look at this is you can console.log total. And you can see it looping. So it starts at 0. Then after the first loop, they added 2. Then after the second loop, it added 3, which is now 5. Third loop, they added 4, which is now 9. Fifth loop, they added 5, which is now 14, but I'm 1 short, so where am I missing?
Within our loop, we're creating a variable called I, and it's equal to 0. And it's the I is less than the less than the length of the array.
Right. So the reason it doesn't say 20, which is the final answer, is because it's console logging the total at 14, and then it's adding the 6. But when it comes through again, I is now equal to 5, which doesn't satisfy this, which means it stops running. So that's why it's not console logging 20, which is the answer.
Could you put the console log after the total thing?
You could. It wouldn't console log the 0. Oops. That's fine. Like that. See? So 20 will be your final answer. Yeah, John, definitely you should go through the Udacity course. Maybe that'll help some things stick with you on this.
I think you're right, man.
Because it's, learning JavaScript's a lot of information, especially when you shove it into like 3 days like you've done.
Yeah, dude, I did like 3 or 4 courses on JavaScript, like just doing the fundamentals over and over again.
Yeah.
And each time I like learned a little bit more each time. And I probably spent like 100 hours just doing like the basics of JavaScript.
Yeah. You don't realize, John, I've been learning JavaScript since like last May.
Oh,
And there's still stuff there's still stuff that like confuses me.
Dang, bro. What? I should have got started earlier, man.
No, it's all good. I mean, that's why we're here to help you learn it. But if you keep trying to push forward without having the fundamentals, I think you're just going to get more and more confused.
That's what's gonna happen. I need to like crash tonight, man. I need to just do like a crash course and just do what I really know I need to do, and just get this under control.
Right. But I mean, if you crash it, are you going to retain it?
Not all
That's
of
the
it,
important part.
but like at least I'll go over it again. When I say crash, I mean like go over it again, like take notes, write some stuff down, and
Yeah, definitely do the Udacity course. I think it explains it a little bit more in depth than Free Code Camp.
and MDN.
Well, MDM, works too, but like I learned better through videos where I could actually like see somebody do it.
Yeah.
Or like talk while they're doing it. I don't learn real well from reading.
Yeah, me too.
Because like when I first started learning JavaScript, like I heard of Free Code Camp and I was like, oh yeah, I'll just hop on Free Code Camp and I'll learn JavaScript. And I made it through like all these challenges. And then I was like, wait, I don't understand what I just did.
Right.
That's exactly what happened to me.
After I did all those challenges. And then I did Colt Steele's course, and then it started to make more sense. And then now that I'm doing it again, it's making even more sense.
Oh, the Free Code Camp?
That's exactly what I did. I did Cold Steels also, and it like really helped. And then after that, I did like Jonas's the complete JavaScript course.
I haven't
and I
done
did
that.
Watching Code.
I did Watching Code as well, and Practical JavaScript. So like it wasn't like I just went through Free Code Camp, John, and then I understood JavaScript. It doesn't work like that. You got to see it from different angles because some concepts are just like, what? Because even after I did Colt Steele's course and then Practical JavaScript, and then I tried to do JavaScript 30, which I could do, but he was using ES6 syntax, and I was like, I don't understand what the hell he's doing here. Like, what do those backticks mean? What does the little arrow functions mean? I don't know none of that shit. And then now when I go back and look at ES6, I'm like, okay, that makes more sense. Because it was like I truly didn't understand a function. Same thing with like ternary operators. Those like really got me.
We haven't gone through ternary operator yet, have we?
It's like in the next few lessons, but
Have you gone
like
through?
you have like two challenges on Free Code Camp for ternary operators.
That's not enough, is it?
And it's
None of the challenges here are enough for like
No.
learning these concepts.
All right.
Free Code Camp is very, very shallow.
It's
Like
a good
I always
supplementary to like practice the
Yeah.
concepts you're learning like outside of Free Code Camp.
Mhm.
Right. That's true. That's the truth. That's what I need to do, man. So I'm gonna do tonight. I'm gonna go over some of those Udacity. Like, what Udacity course would you recommend?
It's called Intro to JavaScript.
Like, it's by Google.
No, it's on Udacity, udacity.com.
No, but I'm saying, like, you remember how the media queries one was by like some dudes from Google?
Yeah, I don't know who does the Intro to JavaScript one, but they're, developers.
Because I was wondering, because I'm assuming there's a bunch of intro to JavaScript, but I'm gonna check to see if there's just that one you're talking about. Do definitely need to do that. Get this language under control.
Yeah, I mean, like, I know you get caught in tutorial purgatory when you like trying to look at all these resources, but they're necessary a lot of times with JavaScript.
Yeah.
And I imagine other programming languages as well. It's not like HTML and CSS where it's pretty intuitive once you learn it once.
Oh,
You
so
know
it's not
pretty
cut and
much got
paste. And you're clear. Man.
It just needs repetition.
Hmm.
So, dang, I'm probably not even ready for that JavaScript 30 yet, am
Oh, you're nowhere near ready for that.
I? Oh,
You can parrot it. I mean, because like when you do JavaScript 30, like you get the resources. Like he says, all right, download these resources, which has all the HTML and CSS you need, and it's just like, all right, type this out with me. So it's not like he's giving you challenges and saying like this is what it needs to happen at the end. It's just like watch the video and this is how I code this.
I mean, like watching the code a lot of times, like it, copy pasting, you might not understand a lot of it, but like I found when I was watching like Colt Still and Jonas like do his projects, sometimes I couldn't like understand half of what they're typing, but I did it. But like it really helped me with like writing clean code and commenting and like architecture for like your entire project, like modularizing stuff.
Yeah, that's true. So like how you format your code, you can pick up a lot on videos of people
Yeah,
that just
you
code.
pick up a lot of like good formatting practices and stuff.
So, do you guys really think we're going to be able to connect APIs by the end of the month? Because that's the goal.
I'm sure we can get there, but like you got to make sure everybody understands JavaScript. And like when it comes to APIs, like I'm still lost on APIs. So like I don't even know how to connect APIs. But I do know basic JavaScript.
We're going to get there.
I was actually learning something interesting when I was like modularizing my code. If you look into ES6 modules, it kind of like talks about import and exports. And apparently like when you export a part of your module, that's like an API that you've created for your module. And like you import, when you import it from another part of your code, that's like pretty much what APIs are from what I understand. So if you like look up ES6 modules, you can get like a good understanding of APIs, I think.
Mm-hmm. I had to look into that. But yeah, I mean, at first, like when I thought I knew JavaScript, and then like I looked at ES6, and I'm like, this is hard as shit.
Oh shit!
And then
bro.
people are like, oh, it's not that hard. It's just JavaScript written a different way. It's doing the same thing, and I'm like, well, I don't understand what it's doing,
Yeah.
By looking at it. Function is returning this and this and this, and this is a ternary operator, and it returns this, but if it doesn't, it returns that. And I'm like, well, can you write that out as an if statement?
Yeah. Error functions, they're supposedly really good, but they're kind of confusing, like especially when it comes to scope. Like when you're doing scope in the this variable or the this, whatever it is. Because like for a normal function, this refers to the object it's attached to, but for an arrow function, it refers to the object above the object, and it's really confusing.
Right, it's weird. Like this is like a word that I think just should be purged from JavaScript because like even senior developers don't know how it works.
What is it?
Yeah, I always get like
it a
messed
ternary?
up with this.
What were you saying?
You're talking about a
John?
ternary?
No. There's a keyword in JavaScript called this. So like you could have a function that says like this dot push, and you're hoping it pushes into the array that you're referencing with this. But if you have it in the wrong context or you type out your function differently, it'll like kick back to the window object, which is like totally outside your code. It's weird like that.
Hey, Crystal, are you going to work with CSS with me tonight?
I don't know. Crystal got a mic.
Oh, I think she's on her phone. I think her computer's messing up or something.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the course.
No, my bad. So I just went to Udemy to show you guys this course I got. I'll give you guys access to it if you want to as well. And I love Udemy because it gives me like free courses. Like as long as you enroll in them, even after they make them paid for, you can still use them.
One thing I found with Code Academy, if you like it, you can just keep making new accounts and doing like all the pro content.
Yeah.
You get a free week trial every time you join.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me mute this right quick. I'm gonna share it with you guys a real secret. Elliot, you already know what I'm talking about. Yo, we should all do this actually. what's it called? Let me pause this because I don't want YouTube and then everybody in the world knows this. How do I mute here? I'm gonna mute my mic.
Why don't you